You know, I swear I never wanted to yeet a cat completely out of a movie until A Quiet Place Day 1. That sounds a little bit mean. I mean, I didn't want anything to happen to the cat, but at the same time, I need to have a word with the writers of this. So, A Quiet Place Day 1 recently came out last week. It is a spin-off slash prequel of the first two movies that we've all come to love. At least, I liked the first one a lot. The second one, I think I liked it alright, but I definitely preferred the first one. So far, I feel like the movie has been a bit of a mixed bag for people, and I'm going to talk about this movie real quick without the spoilers first, and then I'll get more into depth about what I liked about the movie and what I didn't like about the movie. I liked the movie alright. I think I gave it a 3.5 on Letterboxd. One thing to keep in mind about this movie is that it has a completely different cast from the first two, except for in the second movie when the family comes across that one guy that helps them out for a bit. He is in this film for a little bit. You don't really get that much out of him, but I do like the connection there. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm now trying to piece together the connection between him in this film and then in the other one, because aren't they both supposed to be kind of prequels? Well, I don't really know what the exact timeline in here is, do I? So going back to the cat real quick, I'm gonna give you this spoiler very quickly, and then I'll put a timestamp in case you don't want to know what happens to the cat yet. The cat, wait for it, does live. The cat is not going to die. I know some people like to know about that right off the bat. I know I did. I googled it before I went to see the movie so I could at least be prepared. The only thing I didn't like about the cat, and this is what I talk about, you know, the intro of this video, I feel like the writers just wanted to make a bunch of cheap scare shots. And don't get me wrong, it had me on my toes the entire time. My friend and I went to go see this movie together, and we were both getting ready to just start screaming at the screen, and I was getting up in my seat and moving and just, oh my god, it made me so frustrated. Lupita was great as Sam. Joseph was great as Eric, I think. This definitely doesn't give me the same feel as the other two. It is definitely more action-packed, and while there are emotional themes to this movie, you know, in the beginning, you know from the trailer and the synopsis, I'm pretty sure, that Sam is terminally ill. She has cancer, so you are going to get a little bit of an emotional element, a little bit of drama. It's not all, you know, action thriller. Eric and Sam will be two complete opposites in the movie, and I feel like that's as much as I can give you right now off the bat before I'm supposed to rush off to another movie that I want to see, which is Maxine. So let's get to the spoiler part of the film. Again, all the scare shots with Frodo. Yes, the cat's name is Frodo, and our main character is named Sam. I thought that was adorable. For a movie that's about day one, although I guess we're having two day one movies, I do like this. I'll tell you what I really, really like. So this takes place in New York City. So I really like the idea of getting a film that tells us what went on during a time or in a setting where it's super busy. It's New York City. There's sound everywhere versus the smaller town in A Quiet Place 1 and 2, where it's easier to, you know, be quiet, but New York City is pretty much impossible. So it was cool to see that. Definitely there were a lot more instant deaths because everybody's so loud, and the monsters are blind, not deaf, so they go by sound, and if they hear something, they're gonna be doing something. Which brings me to this. I do not understand why the helicopters are being so noisy. Because helicopters are automatically noisy. What I'm trying to say is, why is the military deciding to make noise? And who decided who was going to make noise? Did these soldiers just voluntarily sacrifice themselves? They were just like, okay, so I know for a fact that once we make these announcements to the entirety of New York City to get to safety, to get to the boats at the end, I know that I'm going to die because these monsters are going to leap onto the helicopter and kill us. They just decided to volunteer that. Also, I feel like they found out a little bit too quickly that the monsters go by hearing. How did they figure that out? I know for some people it's not going to be hard to put two and two together when they make noise but notice that they aren't going to see them, but I don't know, it was all too quickly. I would have liked somebody to realize and make that discovery. We don't show that. They just kind of tell us that, I guess. Oh, did I mention Alex Wolff is in this movie? I did not realize the entire time that Alex Wolff is in this movie until the credits rolled. And I was like, wait a minute, Alex Wolff is in this movie? Who the hell did he play? And then I googled it and it turns out he's Ruben the entire time, which it bummed me out that he died. The ending, they definitely tried to pull from A Quiet Place 1 when the dad ends up dying. He sacrifices himself so he can save his kids. I will say this, it didn't go exactly the way that I thought. When Eric is going to go to the boats and he's taking Frodo with him, when Eric is running off to the boats and he does take Frodo with him, Sam gives him Frodo because obviously she wants Frodo the cat to live and she wants Eric to live. And noise is coming, the monsters are around, you know, it's making it a little bit more difficult for Eric to be able to get to the boats. And that's when Sam sacrifices herself. She tells him to run and then she starts making noise so that they'll go to her. So it's definitely pulling from the first movie. It was something that I feel like I kind of expected. Honestly, I thought that the movie was somehow going to end with the pizza. The pizza is a big thing in this movie. Some reviewers didn't seem to understand the significance with the pizza, but it's very significant because her dad died. They would always go to get pizza in, was it Harlem? I think it was Harlem. After, she and her dad would hang out, do some music, whatever, at a club live. And I thought the ending would be that she would go get her pizza and maybe she would die, maybe she wouldn't. I wasn't exactly positive, but I thought it was going to be at least with the pizza. That actually doesn't end there. It ends when she is just walking out and about and she has her little boombox and then she takes her headphones out of it and that's when the monster comes. Bam! Movie's over. So that's when she sacrifices herself, essentially. And I get it. She had cancer. She was going to die and she was by herself. She didn't have her cat anymore. She didn't have Eric. Why not? At least now she'll go out on her own terms, because I don't know if I will want to be hanging around if I have cancer. I know that I'm going to die, and she obviously was looking more and more, worse for wear as time went on in the movie. Medicine's lacking, stuff like that. I don't really want to wait around by myself, so granted, I probably would have preferred a different way, I want to say, than by just walking down the street in the neighborhood and then letting a monster eat me. But who knows? Overall, so far, that's what I can think of as far as this movie goes. If I have anything else to add, I'm sure I'll probably think of something. We're gonna throw in some edits here, but I've got 8 minutes until Maxine starts, so, and my apartment is still not looking to where it needs to be for me to be able to film in it. I actually can't film anywhere in it because there's nowhere to film. Everything's a mess. So 3.5 stars for the movie. I'd watch it again. Oh, somebody mentioned how it would have been nice if we could at least have a movie that gives us more of the origin about the monsters. We still don't know much about the monsters. Where did they come from? Why are they only able to hear things instead of see things, I guess? Somebody find a way to fight them and then actually go fight them, I wouldn't be surprised if they are going to make another film out of this, so I hope they focus on that, because I think we've pretty much done what we can in terms of, we know what it's going to be like in a small town with these monsters rolling around. Now we know what it's like in a very big city, like New York City. You can't get much busier and bigger than that. Actually, maybe you can. Why do I feel like maybe New York City is not the busiest in the world? I don't know. My geography skills are not quite there. But yeah, I just want to know a little bit more about the monsters. We don't even need a full feature film about it. Give us a short for all I care and then put it up somewhere for us to watch it, right? Overall, again, good movie. I liked it. My friend paid for it, so I can't complain too much. But let me know in the comments what your thoughts are down below. Let's have a little chat about it, and let me know also what movies you're looking forward to seeing. I'm gonna go see Maxine in 5 minutes, and then I'm probably gonna want to do a video about that too. In fact, I think I want to do the whole trilogy, so I should probably rewatch the other 2 movies as well. I had actually planned on that, but there just wasn't enough time. If you like movies, you like movie reviews and commentary, consider being a member of my Patreon. You get extra movie reviews on there. Subscribe if you have not yet so you can watch more reviews on here. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I very much appreciate it, and I will see you later. Bye.